I used to be quite addicted to like all sorts of bad foods. Like I would come home from school, from university, even from like the gym, and when I get go home, I put my shoes away and I put my shoes directly under like the closet, I think, where the sweets are, and I would just open the drawers and there would be like chips, chocolates, everything, and I would every single day would grab some. I want some of this and some of that, and I would take some with me to my room, and it would be every day like this. And yeah, it really fucked with my health, with my cravings. Although I was like fairly muscular, I was going to the gym, etc. This was still my biggest struggle. And even at university, where I bought everything for myself, I just went through the mall and to buy things to buy my evening dinner, etc. And I would always go to like the chips as well and take some chips and also some extra cookies. I haven't tried those cookies, and that would just become a problem. And I wanted to quit that. I wanted to quit bad foods, and now I did. I barely eat like any bad foods. I eat some, but I will explain later in this video. And yeah, after this video, you will know some secret tips on how to do the same. Who am I to tell you all of this? My name is Runa. I am a sixth year med school student. So I use my medical knowledge together with years of experience in the gym, both and with diet and nutrition to help you get to your uh, best physique ever, both physically as mentally. So, what do I exactly mean by bad food? What do I mean by trash food? By, yeah, all those words I'm going to use or I am already using. So, unhealthy food, especially processed food, like, chips, cookies, sweets, etc. The word we need to understand here is hyperpalatability. Hyperpalatability, which is a difficult word to say, that our food is hyper um, induces a hypersensitivity in our brains. Hyperpalatability means the food is engineered in a way to have a lot of salts, a lot of sugars, and to feel good in our mouth. So the food creates like an atomic bomb of neurons firing all directions in our brains. And our brain says, oh, we need more of that. It creates an enormous dopamine spike. Um, it creates like a sugar spike, some salt cravings. So every single craving mechanism is triggered in our brains and our body to want more of that. There are like millions of dollars worth of engineers behind it to to make our food, especially bad foods, processed foods, as addictive as possible. So when you want to quit those bad foods, it's not just about like willpower, or I want this, I want that, or I can't seem to quit this or that. You have to understand it's your own brain chemistry is used against you with this. Like the food is literally engineered to be addictive. There are engineers literally busy in like big corporations with how cookies feel like in your mouth, with how sweets feel in your mouth, what the texture is, what the taste is, how much sugar and salt, etc. It's crazy. They're using your own brain chemistry against you. So, if you want to fight that, you need knowledge of your own brain chemistry. You need some knowledge, the correct knowledge, and I will give you some principles. First of all, eating sugary foods is a spiral. Um, Whenever I do cheat on my diet, it is after a night of going out. Like I'm very busy with med school internships, with building his YouTube channel, with reading. Like once and every few weeks, I still go out with my friends. I drink some, etc. And like the night is a little bit shorter. I go to bed late. I had some drinks, I had some alcohol. The day after that is always a crazy day. It's almost is the most difficult day ever to keep a good diet, to keep on my good habits. Why? Because alcohol and especially the sugar and alcohol causes my blood sugar levels to go all over the place, and it causes my dopamine levels to go all over the place. The same with like bad foods, the same with processed foods. It creates a spike of dopamine and of sugar in your blood, and then it creates a dip. And it's in that dip of a sugar dip literally that we crave more because our body wants more sugar. Also dopamine, you have a dopamine hit, and then the dopamine hit fades away, and then we want more, we crave more of it. So if you spend like a night drinking, then you wake up with a sugar dip, you wake up dopamine deprived, so that's like the perfect form of wanting to eat more. But it's the same just with normal sugary things and bad foods. It's a spiral. When you eat something very sugary, you cause like a Coke, you drink a Coke, you cause this big sugar spike in your blood called hyperglycemia. Hyper meaning high, glycemia meaning sugar in blood. So high sugar in blood. Your body wants to get rid of that because it's a bit toxic actually. So it creates insulin to get the sugar out of your bloodstream. But in some sort of panic, your body creates too much insulin and you get the sugar dip. Then your sugar levels are too low, you get a sugar dip, you feel like fatigued, you feel some dizziness, some not as concentrated really. And then your body wants, we need more sugar. I want more sugar, and you have another craving to eat another sweet, to eat another cookie, to drink another Coke, to have more sugars. So that's a constant spiral we need to cut somewhere. So let me tell you now about my 5-minute discipline rule. You only need 5 minutes of discipline throughout every few days to quit most of your bad habits, to be honest. One of the principles I read in a book called Atomic Habits on how to form habits and how to quit bad habits is, if you want to form a good habit, is make it easy. Make it easy to perform the good habit. But the same thing is for a bad habit. Like, if the bad habit is easy to do, it will keep going. If the sweets are there, you will keep going with that bad habit. If the chocolates are easy to reach, you will keep going. So my 5-minute rule of discipline is get yourself in disciplined state before going to the shop, before going to buy food. If only then those minutes you are disciplined not to buy the food, you won't have the food. And right now, I don't even have most of those bad foods at home. Like, I'm not going to lie, I still sometimes just fucking look into that drawer, into that closet to see if there's something there. But there's some like old shit in there, and I'm like, I don't even want it anymore. But if it was like full with like new bags of chips, etc., yeah, I'm going to be honest, maybe I would have cheated some days more than I would have now. But if it isn't there, yeah, you can't cheat on your diet. You can't eat like shit. So, but yeah, sometimes you just go to the shop, like I said myself, and you want to buy all of those things, and you're like in some crazy rush of, I need this sugar, I need this chips, etc. Just don't go to the shop on an empty stomach. Eat some before, get satiated. If you're hungry and you go to the shop, you will buy more. You will buy lots of things that you don't need. Your cravings in your brain when you're hungry, when you want sugar, are crazy, are all over the place. Just eat up front, then go to the shop. And lastly, and buy some healthy alternatives. If you want to have some sort of treat, like define what for yourself, what is like a good treat, like some nuts. What do you really like? What's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite, like some yogurt? What's your favorite, like nuts? Some healthy foods, and use those as some kind of treat, as what you used to eat, like whilst watching TV, whilst watching some YouTube. You would normally eat some chips or a cookie. Define healthy alternatives and use those as treats for yourself to eat in place of those bad foods. And the nice thing is, if you're doing this and if you're maintaining it for a few days, for a week, few weeks, the cravings will go away. Like I said, you have to cut that spiral, and then the spiral of cravings and high blood sugar and low blood sugar, if that spiral goes away, your cravings will also diminish. So it will become much more easier to keep going. And now, the super diet for losing much weight. If you're some overweight, if you want to lose some kilos fast, this is one hell of diet. So let me explain. First, a really ironic story. I'm in medical internships right now, so I'm in surgery, just general internships. I'm not going to do surgery, but I'm 1 month in surgery, and I was talking with the surgeon, and he was explaining me all types of surgery with the PowerPoint, etc. And he was explaining bariatric surgery, meaning surgery to lose weight. Surgery at your stomach, like some cuts in your stomach to make your stomach get smaller, etc. Like gastric bypass, for example. So you would eat less, and your body would take less nutrients, etc. So you would lose weight. The funny thing is, it's like only recommended or like paid for by the state when you have like a BMI above 40. But the really ironic thing is, like a few weeks before the surgery itself, the surgeon asks the patient, hey, by the way, do you want to follow this diet to lose some quick kilos so it's easier for us to perform surgery? Like, can you imagine? Like, it's the last thing you can do is like some big surgery to lose weight, and then the surgeon is like, hey, by the way, follow this diet so we can have surgery much more easier. And what kind of diet is it, you might think? A high protein diet, a keto diet. You want your body to get into ketosis. What does that mean? When you're eating normal like everyone, our body uses sugar, glucose from carbs and from pure sugar as an energy source. Yeah, to just use as energy. In a keto diet, we get rid of all of the sugar, we get rid of most to all of the carbs in our diet. So our body is like, where do we get our energy from? And then our liver says, I know we have some fat reserves here. I will get the fat to the liver and I will transform those fats back into sugar to use as energy. And that is a very steady state of sugar in our blood, a very steady and good state of like new sugar in our blood from our liver. No more peaks, no more cravings, no more dopamine hits. So this diet is truly an optimal diet if you want to lose weight. There have also been like studies done where I told people like, here, get on the keto diet and just eat whatever you want, whenever you want, ad libitum. Like, don't hold yourselves back. Just eat when you're feeling like eating. Stop to eat when you don't feel like eating. But all has to be keto, and they all lose weight. They just full sooner. They get their energy from their own fat levels, so they're not as hungry. They eat less. They eat healthier. They all lose weight. So, if you're high in body weight, if you really want to cut fast and good, look into a keto diet. It's not for everyone. It's give and take. I'm not saying this diet is the best or that diet is the best. It's what's best for you and your personal situation. But if you want to lose weight, look into a keto diet. If you want some more information on on which diet should work for you, on how to create a killer physique and become as healthy as possible, both mentally and physically, especially I have some information about testosterone, about the physical aspect, about how to get in killer shape and using your diet and nutrition, with years of experience in med school and years of experience just by doing it myself. First link in the description, you might want to go check it out. And thank you for watching. Leave a like, that would mean a lot to me. Goodbye.